guys, welcome back to the second episode or second part of the returning mod where we left off with Cavalor the Hunter, and now we're continuing our way down to the city of Khorinis. Now as you can see here, there is not a wall like it used to be on this left side, but there's actually an additional map going through there, but just be careful, don't go there yet, you cannot handle it, so just continue normally like you would until you see Jesse again and pick up some stuff along the way, of course. Might as well pick up some healing herbs along the way. Let's see, there should also be a healing root, yes. And I hear, oh, I think that's a little wolf pup again. Let's try and kill that thing. Cool. There's actually two of them. Interesting. You normally don't see them. Let's get some health back with apple. Yeah, why not? And let's kill this little blood fly. It's called a small blood hornet, but there you go, a critical strike, finally. Cool, just make sure you loot everything and pray to Innes. And since we're gonna be the I call it the mage, the fire mage, which are devoted to Innes, we're gonna have a lot more Innes karma than Beliar. That could pose a problem for certain quests, but we'll get around that probably with money. Okay, this is Maleth, the first guy I talked to on Lobart's farm.
Hey, stranger. I saw how you came out of the mountains. You can be glad you didn't come by here 3 weeks ago. We would have taken you for an escaped convict. And we made short work of those. What do you want here?
I was attacked by bandits in the mountains.
Those filthy rabble. They were probably the same bastards who took one of our sheep last night. You had terrific luck. Most people don't get away alive.
Those bandits won't trouble you anymore.
Why? Are they dead?
They picked a fight with the wrong guy.
Thank Innos. Here, it isn't much, but I want you to have it. I'll tell the others about this.
It's funny, you get wine, which correlates with another quest that's coming up after you talk to Vino.
I'm on my way to town.
They might let you in if you tell them what they want to hear.
And that would be?
Well, for example, that you're from Lobart's farm and want to go to the smith in the city.
I see. I need better equipment.
I can imagine. But I tell you right now, we don't have anything to give away. If you can pay for what you want, Lobart will sell you something. Otherwise, go to him and ask him if he has work for you.
I guess we will, right? And instead of wasting time, we're just gonna pick up all of these turnips and deliver them to them on the spot instead of coming back here. Okay, I think there's about 25 of them, I'm not sure. Just keep pressing V and it'll go way faster. Let's see. Okay, cool. And talk to Lobart first. There's also a guard here that gives you another quest, but leave that for later. Not much later, just after you're done with the farming quests.
Whose side are you on? The rebelling farmers or the king?
In this case, you would choose the peasants because it gives you +1 rhetoric.
I'm for the peasants.
Ha! That damned warmonger Onar will drag us all into the grave. What do you think? How long will the paladins just stand by? After what Onar has done, the whole city is in an uproar.
What's going on here anyway?
Ты не знаешь, как здесь идут дела. Мальчик, ты вообще откуда свалился? Мы на пороге гражданской войны.
Up till now, all the farmers looked at the tribute to the city as fair taxation.
Но с тех пор, как в Khorinis пришли паладины, городская стража наведывается к нам все чаще и чаще. И немного понемногу они так скоро заберут все, что у нас есть.
If it goes on like this, soon we won't have anything left for ourselves. Some farmers are starting to rebel. Onar was the first of them.
What about you? Whose side are you on? Peasants or king?
I'm too close to the city to really have a choice, but I'm glad about that. I wouldn't know how to decide. The king is bleeding us dry, and Onar sets his mercenaries on anyone who won't join him. That's why most of the other farmers are still undecided, but sooner or later they'll have to choose one side or the other.
I'm looking for work.
I can't use another farmhand, but I could offer some work to a day laborer. Well, what I mean is, you can lend a hand in the field, and there are certainly a few other things to do around here. I could pay you with gold, or give you a few decent things to wear. The things are worth a fair bit. I can't give them to you for nothing, but I can sell them to you cheap if you work for me. But you already have clothes, so you probably want the gold. Anyway, the small turnip field next to the barn needs to be harvested.
All right.
Then hurry it up a bit before I change my mind.
So we already picked up the turnips, so...
Here are your turnips.
Hey, you're not all that worthless after all. Take them to my wife in the house and tell her to cook them.
What about my pay?
Well, I can give you 5 gold pieces, or sell you the clothes cheaper. Well, what's it to be?
Make me a better price for the togs.
Good. I'll give them to you for 10 gold pieces less.
That's funny.
Have you got anything else for me to do?
Да, есть кое-что. Правда, это скорее просьба, нежели работа.
Какая?
Видишь ли, недавно неподалеку от моей фермы поселились какие-то странные люди. С виду они не похожи на бандитов, но мне все равно как-то не по себе. Попробуй разузнать, кто они такие и зачем сюда пришли.
Где ты их видел?
Там, за холмом, недалеко от каменного круга.
Хорошо, я скоро вернусь.
Alright, cool. Before we go in, Kanthar, instead of being on the crossroad over there, he's actually sitting right in front of the house now.
Who do we have here? You're on your way to the
So you
city.
can just
Am I not right?
talk to him on the spot right here.
You look like a fugitive. All fugitives are headed for the city. You could even be a former convict for the mining colony. I don't care where you come from, but I believe I have an interesting offer for you.
What do you have to offer?
If you are as convincing with the guards at the gate as you are with me, they will never let you into the city. I can help you get into the city. I have here a small piece of paper with the royal seal and the governor's signature. A pass. Interested?
No, keep your paper.
No, keep your paper.
I seem to have misjudged you, huh? Well, do you want something else? Can I interest you in my wares?
Show me your wares.
Take your pick.
So we have to buy a pen for Hilda, and we're just gonna do it right here. For 5 gold pieces, I think, or was it 10? I'm not sure. We go inside. We talk to her, and she gives us a quest.
I've got a few turnips here for you.
Great. That should be enough to fatten those guys up. Since you're here anyway, I saw a traveling trader pass by here a few minutes ago. I think he stopped on his way to town. Go to him and see whether he's got a decent frying pan for me.
Give me the gold, and I'll go see the merchant for you.
Are you saying I can trust you? Just don't spend the money on booze, do you hear?
Here's your frying pan.
Here's your frying pan.
Fine. Let's see then whether it's any good.
And you can even ask her to
give
give
me
you something to eat.
Here, take this. You're a good lad.
Stefan Jeff. She gives you a knife and you go to Carl the blacksmith in town. But there's no dubbing here, so I guess you can just skip this part. Basically, that's the only thing she gives you to do. Now, before we get out of the house, then we can steal everything from this side. Boom. Okay, cool. And don't forget to actually read this book.
Интересно.
So you get +1 rhetoric, +1 intelligence, and a little boost in one-handed weaponry. Before we continue, we can go down to Vino, which literally means wine. I think it says wine here, I'm not sure. Farmer, yeah, wine. This is actually Vino.
And how goes the work?
Same as always. Lot to do, not enough money, and with a bit of bad luck, the orcs will come tomorrow and burn down our farm. The king's paladins have occupied the whole city, but I can hardly believe they'll move their butts out here when the orcs attack us.
Can I help you? I'm looking for work.
Do you know anything about working in the fields?
What is there to know?
In that case, I think we're fine here. Thank you. If you want to work for Lobart as a day laborer, I can only warn you, he pays people like you really miserable.
He offered to sell me some clean clothes cheap if I helped out on the farm.
Well, I don't have anything for you to do, but you can bring me and the boys something to drink, fetch me a bottle of wine, and I'll tell Lobart you were a real help to us.
All right, here's your wine.
Your wine.
I'd better not ask where you got it from, huh? Who cares? Well, thanks anyway. Lobart will only hear the best about you.
I'm headed for town.
And?
Is there anything interesting you can tell me about the city?
Nope. But Maleth goes to the city from time to time. Maybe he knows something. I mean, something that would interest you.
Is there any interesting news?
I could have sworn I saw an orc over there on the edge of the woods 2 days ago. Since then, I've kept at least one eye open at night.
Alright, so that's the last quest we're gonna do for Vino. Besides killing the orc later on, because right now we can't do that. And Lobart actually asked us to go up here and deal with whatever is behind this thing. So let's see. I'm gonna save this. We're gonna use a fire arrow on this little field beetle. Otherwise you can't really kill it. And there should be 2 more behind there. Okay, don't let them touch you, otherwise you're dead. And let's just grab one of the fire nettles and kill the other one. Later on, this is gonna become easy, super easy.
Ну и погодка.
And that's what means when it starts raining. No и погодка. You don't have to turn on the switch just yet. If you don't want to, you can do it later. You can do it now, doesn't really matter. I'm just looking because I believe, unless I already picked it out, there was a purse here. Oh my god, there's something else over here. What though? Heard something. Oh, it's a giant spider. Hello. That's not good. See anything else? No, let's just go down here then, because we cannot handle a giant spider yet. Okay, so we talked to one of the leaders here, which is Shred.
Что вы тут делаете?
А что, не видно? Собираем болотник, чтобы потом наши братья в лагере смогли его курить. Знаешь, сколько в нашем братстве любителей забить косячок? Очень много.
В братстве? В каком братстве?
В братстве спящего, конечно. Хотя теперь его можно называть просто братство.
Но я думал, что после падения барьера братство спящего перестало существовать.
Это не так. Большинство наших братьев погибли, а многие сошли с ума от тлетворного влияния демонических сил. Но были и те, кто выжил. Именно они стали лидерами нашего нового лагеря.
А где находится ваш лагерь?
Ступай по направлению к проходу в долину рудников. Не доходя до самого прохода, ты найдешь небольшую ферму. Недалеко от нее и находится наша новая обитель.
Эй, я тебя знаю. Ты тот парень, что прятался в хижине на болотах.
Верно. Разве мы с тобой раньше встречались? Хотя постой. Ах да, теперь я тебя вспоминаю. Ты тот парень, что принес нам яйца ползунов.
Ну вот, вспомнил наконец-то.
Ну ладно, не обижайся. За последнее время столько всего произошло. Разве все и всех упомнишь? Рад тебя видеть, здорового и невредимого.
It's funny because he says in the past years, and basically a few days have literally passed since you were in Gothic 1. If you ever actually played it. So there's that behind them, which is healing root, and there's a few wolf skins inside the hut. But make sure to avoid that spider on the way back up and go talk to Lobart while we're still there. Let's go a little bit faster. I think there's also a few things I need to pick up along the way. And also, it's so dark because of the rain. Hopefully it goes away soon. Nothing here, but I know there's something there in the corner. There you go. Healing plant, purse, and a pickaxe. Always pick up the purses. Always handy. Okay. So let's talk to Lobart.
Я узнал, кто эти люди.
And we're already leveled up.
Кто они?
Можешь не волноваться. Обыкновенные сборщики болотника. Не думаю, что они доставят тебе какие-нибудь хлопоты.
Ну, раз так, тогда нет причин для беспокойства. Спасибо, что помог мне это выяснить.
Basically, Bolotnik is swamp wheat, which they're collecting swamp wheat to get high. It's hilarious. Okay. I need some sensible clothes now.
I need some sensible clothes.
I can give you clean farmer's work clothes. Can you pay for them then?
Well, how much?
How much for the work clothes?
Well, we'll see. You work the field for me, you help my wife. Vino says you were real help to her. That's saying something. He doesn't usually hold with day laborers. Nala said you chased the bandits off. Bastards have caused us a lot of trouble. Thanks to you, we're rid of them. 30 gold pieces. It's not gonna get any cheaper.
That's great. So that means you can take
Give me
them.
the work clothes then.
Well, my boy, honesty is the best policy. Here you go.
And then we talk to this guy called Taylor, which is a city guard. Make sure you also choose the right dialogue for him, otherwise he'll just kill you on the spot. I think you have to pick the second one. Yeah, okay, that's good. We got experience, that means we can actually do something about it. So, you have two choices. You have to go to Xardas either way. But either you come back to him, report to him that you found nothing there, and it's fine, or you take him back so the skeletons in front of the Xardas Tower kill him, and you can loot everything on him. Except the armor, of course. But you can loot his weapon and gold and whatever else he has. I just don't know if there's any backdraw to this decision. So, yeah. Let's go back. We need to talk to Maleth anyway. since Vino suggested to talk to him. See what he has to say, if he has anything to say.
Where can I find Lobart?
Well, on the farm, of course. The farm belongs to him. And don't try messing with him. He's thrashed a lot of tramps and thrown them off his farm.
Oh, nothing, I guess. Alright. Let's go back then. I think Caroline should already fought off those goblins up there. And we can also talk to Jesse and tell him that the farmers are still looking for them.
One of the farmers outside of town sent me.
What? The farmers know the hideout?
They have noticed the missing sheep.
Damn. Well, then I'll have to move. If they find the hideout empty, maybe they won't keep looking for me.
The funny thing is, he actually goes right back inside the cave. Let's speed it up a little bit.
One less monster around.
So he could actually teach us something, which, well, not really. We're looking for two-handed weaponry right now, and some other stuff. I'm still picking stuff along the way because you always need a shit ton of plants. Might as well speed it up again. Yeah, I'm not delaying this. So what we're gonna do is gonna talk to him, and I have a feeling it might have consequences for later. So we'll just say that there's nothing in the tower to actually look for. Let's just skip this part and back to Lobart. I wonder. Let's see. Alright, cool. Instead of going directly to the city, we also need to go down this path and talk to the pirate called Greg. And funny enough, just the clothing that we acquired, we're gonna give it away.
Psst. Hey, you, come here.
What is it?
On your way to the city, and really busy, too. Listen, you look like a smart guy to me. I bet you'll go far in life. You're certainly nobody's fool, I could see that right away. Say, you'd probably like to earn a few gold coins, wouldn't you?
Why not?
You'll have to forgive an ignorant old seaman. I'm a stranger in these parts, and I don't really know all the rules. So I had to find out the hard way that traveling strangers aren't welcome in the harbor city. Now I'm standing here with no idea how I'm supposed to get into the city. I have some extremely important business to conduct, and my client won't tolerate a delay, you see. You'll help me find a way to get past the city guard, won't you?
Yeah, sure, will.
About the city guard.
Yes, got an idea?
You literally just give him the farmer clothes and you...
They should let you pass if you're wearing these farmer's clothes.
You skip all the necessary dialogue.
Man, I knew I could count on you. Nobody will bother me disguised as a local yokel. Excellent. You did really well. Here's your promised reward.
What? 50 measly gold coins? You can't be serious.
Gold isn't everything, my friend. Take them for now. I have the feeling that we'll be seeing one another soon. And who knows, maybe I'll return the favor. Look after yourself.
He certainly will. Alright, one more time to save again, under number 8. Try to save as in many different spots as you can, so you don't override the same thing over and over again. Let's see, this is a small one, this is a small one. Thanks, Greg, for the help. I mean, I guess. There's still a few scavengers up in that direction, but we're gonna skip them for now. Come back to them later. Let's just get to the city as fast as we can.
Город, о котором говорил мне Xardas.
Indeed. Okay, let's just pick maybe this thing here. And the guard's gonna let us in if we tell them we did some herbs for Constantino. Remember that.
Halt!
What is it?
You aren't getting in here, my boy.
Why not?
Looking the way you do, you're sure to cause nothing but trouble here, boy. We got enough rabble in the city. We have no use for people without money.
I'm bringing some herbs for Constantino, the alchemist.
Really? Then you won't mind showing me what you brought. Looks good. All right, in you go. But don't cause any trouble. Understood?
Yeah, we won't.
Halt, stranger. I am Lothar, Paladin of the King and humble servant of Innos, your lord. Our commander, Lord Hagen, has entrusted me with the task of explaining to all newcomers the new laws which apply to all inhabitants of the city.
Since people have started simply vanishing all over this town, everyone needs to watch out that they don't suffer the same fate.
It's funny, he's just changed voices, which that happened with the expansion Night of the Raven. They had to choose a different actor. So let's just keep on going. You don't ask him if he has any instructions until you actually get to the upper quarters, so skip that one.
I have an important message for the leader of the Paladins.
The Honorable Lord Hagen is not receiving anyone. Lord Andre, the commander of the city guard, is responsible for all issues pertaining to the common folk.
Listen, the city is threatened by dragons.
That can't be true. Another lunatic. We have enough unrest in the city as it is. And without some dimwit scaring people with fairy tales about dragons, I immediately locked up the last person who was here telling dragon tales and sent him to the Valley of Mines with the prison transport. So mind your tongue. We can't use anyone here who spreads panic among the people.
Somebody already reported the dragons here?
Yes. The fellow's name was Diego. I think so, in any case. I warned him just like you. But the lunatic just wouldn't stop getting on my nerves.
I have come to get the Eye of Innos.
The Sacred Eye of Innos? How do you know about that? You're not a member of the Order.
A magician told me about it.
I don't know what his motives were when he entrusted one of the secrets of our Order to you. But he certainly didn't mean for you to get your fingers on it.
But
I don't want to hear any more about it. First you start with fairy tales about dragons, and then this. Incredible.
the townspeople are simply disappearing?
Yes, it seems to be more every day. It's most annoying that the militia have still not been able to discover what's behind these strange occurrences. Small wonder that the town's inhabitants are very wary of strangers right now. So don't provoke them when you're in town, understood?
All right. Explain the rules of the city to me.
First, the Honorable Paladin Lord Hagen resides in the upper quarter, along with his troops. That is why access to the upper quarter is allowed only to honorable citizens. Second, the town hall in the upper quarter is now the command post of the Paladins. Only the Paladins themselves and members of the militia have access to it. And third, whoever is accused of a crime must exonerate himself with the commander of the militia. Any questions?
No need for any more questions because we'll explain everything on the way.
If I hear one more time that you are telling people here about dragons, you will be in big trouble. Do I make myself clear?
Alright. It's funny that the gate guard has more health than a paladin, but whatever, right? Then the first thing we need to do when we get into town, we talk to Rupert.
Hello, stranger. You must be hungry and thirsty. Perhaps I can interest you in my wares.
I was actually on my way to see the Paladins.
There's little chance of that. Since the Paladins made themselves at home in the upper end of town, hardly anyone gets in there anymore.
Can you help me get into the upper quarter?
Me? Nah, I don't have much say here myself. There are a few people in the lower city who have enough influence to get you past the guards. Mateo, my boss, is one of them. Maybe you should talk to him.
Правда, судя по твоему виду, он вряд ли даже станет разговаривать с тобой.
И что же мне делать?
Тебе надо как-то завоевать его доверие. Поговори с ополченцем Пабло. Думаю, он сможет как-нибудь помочь тебе.
So basically, you need to talk to Pablo to start actually talk to these merchants up here. Otherwise, they just literally shoo you out of the store they have.
Эй, тебе здесь нет, исчезни.
See? You cannot even talk to them. You need to get the influence up first before you can do that. And how do you do that? Well, you do some quests for the people in the...
Hey, you, wait. You look familiar to me.
In the lower quarter.
What do you want?
Is in
I've seen your face before somewhere, right?
the port district.
Here, we found this picture on some bandits we picked up a few days ago. It looks a lot like you. Apparently, those guys were looking for you.
Gee, I'd never have thought of that myself.
Very funny. What did those guys want from you?
Ask them yourself. You've got them safely locked up, haven't you?
No, they're dead.
I guess we'll never know then.
If you're in some kind of trouble, go talk to Lord Andre. Maybe he can help you. You'll find him in the barracks.
Yeah. Oh, forgot to talk to him actually.
Меня прислал Руперт.
И что с того?
Он сказал, что ты можешь помочь мне завоевать расположение мастеров из этого квартала.
Что, никто из них не хочет общаться с тобой, да?
Все они принимают меня за нищего попрошайку.
Это и не удивительно. Ты очень похож на подозрительного бродягу, и таким, как ты, здесь не особо рады.
I'm gonna look around a little bit.
Я скажу даже больше. Если бы я своими собственными глазами не видел, как тебя впустила стража, и что паладин Лотар говорил с тобой, то я бы приказал схватить тебя и отправить на допрос в казармы ополчения.
Ну, у тебя есть шанс сделать это сейчас.
Да ладно тебе, не обижайся. Я уже вижу, что ты человек порядочный. Уж у меня на это глаз наметан, поверь. Так что я помогу тебе, но для начала тебе надо обзавестись нормальной одеждой. Ибо то тряпье, что на тебе сейчас, никуда не годится.
Где мне ее взять?
Сходи к Ханне, хозяйке гостиницы, что напротив казармы ополчения, и скажи ей, что это я прислал тебя. Пусть она продаст тебе нормальную и чистую одежду. Ну а после поговорим об остальном. Все, ступай.
Cool. So what we need to get is normal clothing and get some quests done and all that. But
I knew that would be a problem.
you can also get clothing for cheaper if you join the Thieves Guild first. Now Taylor's here and the city guard is here. And we're gonna talk to Vatras.
The trees and animals were also washed away. Adanos be with you.
Who are you?
I am Vatras, a servant of Adanos, the guardian of the divine and earthly equilibrium. What can I do for you?
Well, we have a letter from him from what's it called? From Cavalorn?
Here, I've got a letter for you.
For me?
And then he asks you who is it from.
Indeed. This is an important message you're bringing me. I wonder how you got hold of this letter.
I got it from Cavalorn, the hunter.
Cavalorn? Where is he?
He told me to tell you he couldn't make it and is headed for the meeting point, whatever he meant by that.
I see that you have gained Cavalorn's trust. That speaks in your favor.
I want to join the Ring of Water.
You do? Well, that means you have already fulfilled the first requirement.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, there must be someone among us who trusts you. Otherwise, you wouldn't even know about it.
Но я совсем ничего не знаю про тебя.
What do you want to know?
Well, you could tell me where you come from and why you have come to the city.
I carry an important message for the leader of the Paladins.
What is this message?
So you tell him the truth. So dragons gathered a huge army.
A large army is gathering as we talk, led by dragons and determined to conquer the country.
Dragons? You speak of beings which until now have only been mentioned in legends. How do you know this?
Told by Xardas, the necromancer.
Xardas, the magician, told me. He sent me to warn the Paladins.
The necromancer? So he lives, and he sent you. Who are you really?
I'm a former convict from the penal colony of Khorinis.
Good. Let us summarize. You are a former prisoner who has been told by Xardas, the necromancer, that dragons have come to conquer the country. And you have come to report this to the Paladins. That all sounds rather fantastic, but I cannot perceive that you are lying to me. Therefore, I must assume that your motives are honorable. I want to give you a chance to join the Ring of Water.
What must I do in order to join the ring?
Know that you take on great responsibility by joining the ring. I do not let just anyone join who comes to us and asks. If you want to join the ring, you will have to prove that you act like one of us.
And that means...
Before we let a young man join our ranks, he must have done a great deed for the ring. Only then can I begin to consider letting you help preserve the balance of forces on this island.
I have vanquished the Sleeper. Isn't that a great enough deed?
My ears hear many a tale these days, including the story about the banning of the beast called the Sleeper. I have not heard that this was achieved by a single man, although your eyes tell me that you are convinced you did this. That confuses me slightly, but I cannot be sure that my senses might not deceive me sometimes.
I have freed many people. The barrier is gone.
Even if you can really claim responsibility for that. The great event in the Valley of Mines has not only set free the water mages and other upright citizens. All the criminals of the entire country are roaming Khorinis these days, harassing the population. The bandits have already taken over large areas of land outside the city. It has become all but impossible to leave the town and return unharmed.
So what would be an appropriate deed that might convince you?
Khorinis is facing a great enigma these days. The number of people missing from the town seems to increase almost daily. If you can explain to me what happened to them, you shall have your place within the Ring of Water. However...
Yes?
You should take your message to the paladins first. I consider it a matter of utmost importance. Talk to Lord Hagen.
But Lord Hagen is not going to receive me.
Yes, he will, no doubt about it, provided you become a member of a powerful community first. The ring has far-reaching connections. We shall assist you in conveying your message as soon as possible. You should talk about this to Laris, whom I trust. He will help you.
What community should I join?
Есть только 3 сообщества, которые обладают достаточной властью. А именно городское ополчение, монастырь магов огня и отряд наемников на ферме землевладельца Анара. Конечно, есть и другие, но они не так могущественны, как эти первые 3. Возможно, ты сможешь присоединиться и к ним. Выбор за тобой, сын мой. Ларес поможет тебе принять это непростое решение. Поговори с ним.
I shall do that.
Какие еще существуют сообщества, кроме самых влиятельных?
Ну, прежде всего, это мы, маги воды. На острове наше представительство не очень велико, но все-таки наш орден имеет большое влияние в Хоринисе. Также я слышал, что бывшие болотники из Братства Спящего тоже образовали небольшую гильдию в этой части острова. Можешь попробовать присоединиться к ним.
А еще?
Ну, кроме этого, я не исключаю возможности существования гильдии последователей темного бога Белиара. Хотя об этом вряд ли смогу рассказать тебе очень много. Думаю, тебе лучше спросить об этом Xardasa. А так, в общем-то, все, наверное.
There's nothing more except the first line here.
Tell me about the Ring of Water.
Since you are not yet a member of our community, I cannot tell you everything, of course. But I shall tell you what I may.
Who are the members of the Ring of Water, then?
I cannot tell you that until you join the ring. But you will certainly have met some of them by that time.
Where are the other water mages?
They are exploring the ruins of an old culture northeast of Khorinis. We suspect that those ruins might contain a passage to a part of the island which is as yet uncharted.
Tell me more about that uncharted area.
If you're interested in joining the expedition, I could send you to Xardas with a letter. You can only participate, of course, as long as you're one of us.
Of course. What exactly is it that you do?
We stand between the Order of Innos and the chaos of Beliar. If one of the two sides should gain the upper hand, it will mean either total loss of freedom or deadly chaos. Therefore, we guard the balance between the two. That's what makes life in this world possible for all.
And what does that mean in concrete terms?
The fall of the barrier has evoked numerous threats. The bandits are probably the most obvious one. Not only has it become all but impossible to travel the island without being attacked, there's someone in town, too, who supports the bandits. We have found out that the bandits receive regular deliveries from a weapons merchant in Khorinis. We try to find such people and keep them from endangering the city. If you can find out anything about this, let me know.
That's it for today.
Wait, if you see Laris, give him this ornament and tell him that it needs to be returned. He'll know what to do with it.
Should I check if you can increase our magic powers? There you go.
Can you teach me something about magic?
Only the chosen of Innos and the chosen of Adanos are permitted to work rune magic. But common mortals can also work magic with the help of spell scrolls. I can show you how you can channel and expand your magic powers.
Let's do that then.
I want to...
1, 2. That should be enough for what we need in the city. Let's go and talk to Corrigan inside this tavern, because we have a quest from him.
Can I get a drink here?
If you have gold, you can even eat here if you like.
And how's business going?
Ah, don't remind me. Lord Andre is serving free beer at the Gallows Square. Hardly anybody comes here now, except for the rich people from the upper quarter.
What's wrong with them?
Yeah, some of those swells could really get on your nerves. Take that Valentino, for instance. I can't stand the sight of him. But I can't pick my customers. I need every coin I can make. What little I had managed to save has been stolen, along with all my silver.
Может, я смогу как-нибудь привлечь посетителей?
Каким образом? Силком, что ли, их сюда притащишь? Вирт наливает пиво совершенно бесплатно, а здесь придется за него платить. Они же, в конце концов, не полные идиоты, чтобы просто так отдавать деньги. Но ты, конечно, можешь попробовать. Ха, чем Беллер не шутит? Если у тебя получится увеличить количество посетителей в моей таверне, я лично готов отвалить тебе 2 бочки с пивом.
Договорились. Тогда можешь уже начинать готовить мое пиво.
Ты... сумасшедший.
So the visitors are not coming because there's free beer in the main square, but you can talk to Martin and get that sorted out. Let's do this quest first.
You've been robbed?
Yep, some time ago.
Get this quest.
It was still rather crowded that night, and I was doing the rounds serving beer. I wasn't gone long from behind the counter, but it was long enough for those bastards. I went to see the militia about it, but they couldn't find a thing, of course. Yeah, they prefer to get plastered on free beer.
Tell me about the missing townspeople.
I heard that a lot of them went missing down by the harbor. Small wonder with all that's going on down there. Even Thorben, the carpenter in the lower part of town, has lost his apprentice. Hakon, one of the merchants in the marketplace, had an especially strange tale to tell. He said that there was this fella that he used to bump into every day, and then suddenly he vanished off the face of the earth. He even went to see the militia about it. Townspeople all pretty much panicked after that. I don't know what to make of it. I think it's all nonsense. Khorinis is a rough city, and many dangers lurk outside her gates. Those who don't stay within the city walls will be attacked by bandits, or eaten by wild animals. Yeah, it's that simple.
What is it with this Valentino?
He's filthy rich and has no need to work. And he brags about it to everybody, whether you want to hear it or not. He drinks a lot and always stays until the end, and then early in the morning he totters back to the upper quarter. It's the same every day.
Alrighty then, and before now we can continue. We have to find a place to sleep because it's already 11 p.m. Oh look, Greg is here. Interesting. And the only place to actually sleep is the hotel right across the market square, which is here. This sort of gate thing wasn't here before in the original game, but we can still continue.
Customer, what can I do for you?
Я пришел от ополченца Пабло. Он сказал, что ты можешь продать мне одежду горожанина.
Но если он так сказал, то могу. Только не думай, что я тебе ее отдам бесплатно. Тебе придется заплатить за нее. Ровно.
На другое я...
Let's get clothing then.
Продай мне одежду.
Хорошо.
And we're looking for a room.
I'm looking for a room.
You're in the right place then.
What does it cost to spend the night?
Absolutely nothing. The paladins are responsible for the lodging of all travelers.
So can I stay the night here for free?
Yes, yes. Just go up the stairs. We still have 1 or 2 beds free.
Alright. Let's put on the clothing. It's not much, but it's better than nothing. Let's get some sleep. I think here it's empty.
Hey you, I have a proper...
What do you want?
Oh
I
my
want
god,
my
she
old
actually
stall
awoke.
in the marketplace back. Sarah snatched it away, but she has had that spot long enough. I want her to give up the stall.
And what's my part in this?
I will give you a letter to stick in her pocket. Then you go to Andre and tell him that Sarah is selling weapons to Onar. She lands in prison, you pocket the bounty, and I get the stall. You have 2 days to accomplish this.
What's in it for me?
When I have the stall, you will get a weapon from me, and a damned good one.
And that's exactly what he doesn't do. So we actually take the letter.
All right, looks like I've got no choice.
You're a clever lad. Here is the letter.
How am I supposed to foist the letter on her?
Let her show you her wares, and while she does, you hide the letter on her. And bear in mind, I am an influential man in the city, so don't try to play me for a fool.
Anyway, instead of putting the letter on Sarah, we're actually gonna go to Lord Andre directly and just, you know, make Cantor go to prison. Let's see, we need about 8 hours of sleep. So people can get up and actually go to work. Just seems to be nobody here except Ari. Okay. Let's go. Now then, before we do that, we go to the market square and talk to all the merchants over here. That's what you normally do when it's still day 1.
Универсальный выбор. Такого же торговца в городе больше нет.
A weapons dealer.
Ну,
Every
разве что
man should
Матео.
carry a weapon these days, especially when venturing outside of the city walls. Tell me more about the area around the city.
It's gotten too dangerous out there, because of the bandits for one thing, and also on account of wild beasts. Even the animals don't seem to get enough to eat in these crappy times. They're venturing closer to the city all the time.
Do you know anything about the paladins?
Yes. Those guys are ruining my business. All you can buy in this entire town is a short sword at most. They've helped themselves to anything that's longer than 1.5 feet. In return, I now get to live in the hotel free of charge.
Where do you get your weapons from?
Harad the smith has been my supplier up to now. Now all he does is make stuff for the paladins. He works for those guys day and night like a madman, without pay. He thinks it's his duty. All I can offer you now is my remaining stock.
What do you know about the disappearances of the citizens of Khorinis?
Я вижу множество людей, проходящих через восточные ворота. Некоторых из приходящих в город я раньше никогда не видел, а некоторые из уходящих больше не возвращаются. Но недавно случилось нечто действительно странное. В город пришел один человек. Вроде бы его звали Джо. Он что-то болтал о том, что скоро он разбогатеет. Он утверждал, что нашел способ пробраться в одну из городских башен, где хранится оружие ополчения. С тех пор я его не видел. Хотя раньше я встречался с ним каждый день. Я рассказал об этом ополчению. Но лорд Андре сказал, что не понимает, о чем я говорю. Он даже не знал, что это за парень.
What do you know about the bandits?
What do I know about them? They robbed me on my way to the city, and I'm not the only one. They've been up to their tricks for quite a while. The militia tried to track them down, but without any success.
Do you know who in the militia took part in the search?
The fellow's name is Pablo. He and a few others went looking for the bandits, but they didn't find them.
Do you know where I can find Pablo?
He patrols around the city. You'll find them either at the Temple Square or in the lower part of town.
Where did they hold you up?
Near Akil's farm. Just go out of the city gate from here. Follow the road to the right. After a while, you'll get to a few steps. The bastards came from there. I bet they have their hideout back there in the woods.
I'll deal with it.
What? You want to take on the bandits? By yourself? You're quite a good fighter, huh?
How much is the matter worth to you?
That's a dangerous business. Well, it's all right with me. I'll pay you 100 gold pieces if you defeat the bandits.
Right. It's a simple matter of just killing the bandits, right? Not defeating them.
Inos be with you, stranger. If you're looking for a good selection for the traveler, then you're in the right place. But I'm warning you, if you're planning on helping yourself without paying, I'll call the city guard.
Just a moment. Do I look like a thief?
Bah! You won't be the first one to make off with my things today.
Somebody stole from you?
I can't prove it. The fellow was damn clever. Introduced himself as Ringaru, if that really is his right name. He's been hanging around the marketplace the last few days, and every evening he gets plastered at the beer stand down the street. I bet the bastard is drinking my money. I only looked away for a moment, and my purse was gone.
I could get your gold back for you.
Oh? And why would you do that?
Well, that depends. Can you help me get into the upper quarter?
You've got the wrong man. I'm from out of town like most of the merchants in the marketplace. If you want to get into the upper quarter, go talk to the resident merchants in the lower part of town.
I want part of the gold as a reward.
First, see if you can get my purse back. Then, we'll talk about your reward.
I'll see what I can do.
Be careful. If you just knock the bastard down, the city guard will get involved. Lately, things have been getting really tough here. Since the paladins came to town, the guards have been cracking down on brawlers. So think of something.
I shall.
Alright, I think that is it for this part, this episode. Thank you guys for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next part.